that you have observed or you have experienced this problem or not, but I met so many co-learners and they have been complaining that, sir, whenever we are speaking English, our mind goes blank. The
Yes.
vocabs which we have learned so far, we couldn't recall a single of them. Right word is not coming in our mind at right place with right context. The appropriate word is not there in their mouth when they speak English. Why
Yes.
is it so? Because they rigid or they stuck with some particular terminology
Mm.
unless you would not expand your word power, until or unless you would not intensify your lexicons, how would you use those vocabs that you are looking for and you are seeking for during your spoken part? That's
Yes.
why words have some magical power. We should believe on the power of words.
Yes, sir. So, what is your advice for those who always say that their mind goes blank when they just converse with someone, though they are having a lots of vocabulary in their active and passive memory as well, but at the time
Mhm.
of conversation they are totally blank.
So, if you are talking about in a particular way that they are lacking with vocab, for that I can tell
Yes.
you something.
Mm,
But when it comes to mind goes blank, it's
mm,
not only about that you are lacking with vocabs and you have shortage of vocabs. That's why your mind is going blank. There are multiple reasons behind it.
mm,
Sometimes we don't even know about the topic. Then as well, our mind goes blank.
mm.
Sometimes we know about the topic, but we don't know how to explain it.
Yes,
In
yes.
that case, well, our mind goes blank. Sometimes we know the topic, we have information, we know how to express, but we are not getting the exact sentence formation due to lack of grammar knowledge. Like from where
Yes.
should I start and where I should end? And this is the problem. Most of the cases where happen lack of practice. We haven't practiced to talk about any specific topic or having a normal and general or casual conversation. So we feel so a bit hesitant. At the same time, we feel shy in order to have that conversation. And maximum case are there where people are afraid of making mistake and being judged by others. Right. So these are some common problems. But talking about vocab, so if you really want to use or incorporate vocabulary in your spoken English, so there are five basic exercises that one has to do every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, power of replacement, which simply means you have to replace your vocabulary every single day. If today you are saying that this work is very funny for me, or this guy is so funny, so rather using funny, next day you can use this guy is jolly, this guy is amusing, this guy
Yeah.
seems to be comic, all right?
Yeah.
There are so many other synonyms that you have.
Mm.
The funny word, the basic vocabs you have already learned,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But what are the other words that you can use in place of funny? That is something which allow you to not not going to blank in terms of spoken English. Because if you don't remember that funny word, at least you can use jolly in place of funny, right? You can use synonyms. So that's the first thing. Now, second thing is that what I felt whenever we learn vocabs are in our subconscious mind. And
Mm-hmm.
bringing information from subconscious mind to conscious mind is itself an art. How one can do it? For that, you have to engage yourself with some basic exercises, which will definitely align your that kind of practice where you can use words from your passive brain to active brain. For example, solo talk, mirror practice, story narration, and picture descriptions, and sometimes we can say hypothetical situation. explanation. You have to create an imaginary situation for yourself and you have to explain
mm,
it. Do remember whenever you are narrating story or you are talking about hypothetical situation, you are using those vocabs that you want to incorporate in your day-to-day spoken English.
yeah,
Right.
yes,
Third thing is writing. Writing is must. Whenever you write, okay, fine. When I'm talking to you, I may not get the exact vocab that I want to use because
yeah,
I don't have that much time to think first, to recall vocab, and then I'll speak. I will be stuck. I will start fumbling, and
mm,
it would become a kind of awkwardness for me to fumble in between when I'm having a conversation with someone, right? But in case of writing, you do have complete time to think first and then you write. So at
mm,
that point of time, you have to use those vocabs that you want to execute in your day-to-day spoken English. All right.
yes,
Last but not least, very simple rule: use it. Otherwise, you are going to lose it. So better
yeah,
than lose, try to
it's
use.
absolutely
So
true.
whenever you are talking to someone, according to the level of speaker with whom you are interacting, try to use
Mhm.
your vocabs.
Yeah, I was just asking, suppose there is one word curious, and I know the alternative of curious, we can use inquisitive. But what happens whenever we make any conversation, we don't use inquisitive. We knowingly when we are deliberately using inquisitive, that's okay. But it doesn't come into our mind at the particular moment whenever we just want to speak that time in the spirit of the moment it comes curious only not inquisitive. So how we
Yeah,
can change this type of habit by solo conversation or solo practice.
yeah. Well, I will tell you something very interesting. Here is your brain.
Hmm.
Here is your speaking. Okay.
Yeah.
Your brain has a certain limit of processing information, okay, that you can't exceed as you are a human.
Hmm.
There are some exceptions, but we are talking in general. Okay.
Hmm.
Here you have that speed which you use in order to speak English. Correct?
Hmm.
Now, if your brain, the process of your brain and your speed is going hands to hands together, it will
Hmm.
make a balance. But in case, in most of the case, what I have seen, here is brain, here is your speed. Brain, your speed. And your speed, the way you speak English, is going a little bit fast as compared to the capacity of your brain which processing the information.
Hmm.
Now, okay, to some extent, you would manage. But at certain point, then you will be blank because your speaking speed is forward and your brain left behind.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
now at one place there is no parallel coordination of brain and your speed, then your mind go blank. You will be stuck. You will be fumbled because nothing is coming in your mind, right?
Yeah.
So, as you said, you know curious, you know
Yeah.
inquisitive, you know keen, you know
Yeah.
hungry and eager, everything, but
Yes.
you
Yes.
are not able to recall. So, for that, I would simply say try to make a balance between your brain, which is processing information, and the speed which you have when you speak English, which
Hmm.
means speak slowly. Okay, as I'm speaking, I hope you can see. I can speak fast, but I don't. Why? Because when I'm speaking and I'm speaking a little bit slow during during that time, I'm just processing at the same time in my brain what I have to speak next
Yeah.
without using any fillers, like without taking any unnecessary pauses. But yes, I'm speaking slowly, so that's why I'm getting adequate time to organize my thoughts in a systematic manner, right?
Hmm.
The second thing, you can take some required pauses. As I'm
Yes.
saying right now, you can take some required pauses, and then I stop
It's the
myself
best
for
way to
a
use
microsecond.
particular word. Yeah, I think so.
Exactly.
So
And then you
when
can start.
we speak slowly, so that time we would be able to get sufficient time to use the word which we want to use. Yes.
Exactly. So our brain is that much capable, it can process a bit fast only
Mm-hmm.
for that particular moment, right? But
Yes, yes.
if you run behind pace and you'll speak speedily, no one
Mm.
can understand you. In fact, you yourself will get stuck at certain point because then you would
Yeah.
run out with your thoughts, what exactly you want to speak, and not even vocabulary, but also the content will not come to your brain, in your mind that you
I
want to
think
speak.
yes, sir. I think if the particular word that we want to use in our vocabulary, in our new vocabulary, so we can say if for 1 week or for 5 to 6 days, we regularly use that vocab deliberately into our conversation. So it can be also the part of our active memory then.
Yeah, exactly. It is. Indeed. That's what I said. Use it. Otherwise, you are going to lose it. So the more
Yeah.
you use, the longer you can remember the vocab. For example, I hope you have experienced this thing for
Mm.
the 3 or 4 days, maybe just because any function in your at your home or any festival, and because of health issues or due to any reason, if you are not speaking English, okay.
Yeah.
So when after 5 or 6 days, when you again start speaking English, you could find a drastic change in your
Yeah.
spoken part. You would think like this is the first time I'm speaking English. You're
Mhm.
not able to recall those vocabs that you have been using so far. You're not
That's
able to,
perfect for us. Yeah.
generate ideas. So
Mm.
same goes with, see, this is not our mother tongue because in our mother tongue we are specialized.
Yes.
Out of 24 hours, I guess more than 18 or 20 hours we do speak in our native language. So there we don't have any problem, right? And if we will
Yeah.
calculate this 20 hours with our age, so
Yes.
you can understand how many hours we have already spoken in our native language.
Yeah.
So our
Actually,
mouth,
I
muscles, our everything is trained. But in English,
yeah.
we have just started, so it will take some time.
Yes, as you just utter the word calculate, so it comes into my mind that when a children learn tables, so he always used to forget at every alternate day. But if he just revise the table daily and he just give a proper revision, so that time he or she will be able to revise the learn and to learn the tables properly. But what happened in the same way, if we are learning particular vocab and we are not giving proper revision, so that time definitely we are going to lose that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, because we are not revising the table in a dosing form. In the same way, we are supposed to learn our vocabulary also in dosing form. Sometimes we are learning different vocabs and we are using at alternate time. And on the other day we are using our previous vocab. So in this way, revision is important. It should not be like that if we are learning five vocabs, so five vocabs in continuously we are learning only five, that one we have to revise our previous vocab as well.
Exactly. And here the role of consistency comes into picture.
Yeah.
Means if you are regular towards the practice, if you
Mm,
regularly use those vocabs that you want to use in your day-to-day
mm.
spoken English, so you would able to remember it